We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Welcome to Mouthpiece, episode 139. Today we're going to talk about, my week in poker, the Super Bowl, which I lost, and the upcoming schedule of the World Series, and whatever else y'all want to talk about. Mouthpiece is next. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. How y'all doing? Oh, it's been a very interesting week. I decided that I am going to take off this week and actually plan on taking off 2 or 3 weeks. I kind of took the Adderall out of my system. I'm working on trying to wean off some of these pain pills and lose some weight before the World Series starts. So I'm kind of working on myself. So it's been one of those weeks where I just kind of did nothing and, whatever. Last week in poker was very interesting. I think we did a Saturday. We did. We did a Saturday podcast last week. So yeah, I was down. Let's see, something like 52,000 for the week, and ended up winning like 8. So that was pretty good. Can't complain. So I'm doing well. I'm just going to really work on myself the next few weeks and see what happens. That's kind of what I'm going to do. Crazy ass Super Bowl. Let's see. I would say San Francisco was 99% to win, and somehow they found a way to lose. They all want to suck on McComb's cock, and that's not why they lost. They lost because their fucking coach is an idiot. And, you take away the guy letting the punt go off his foot and the extra point, and they basically held Kansas City to 4 field goals till the last drive. In overtime. So, does it shock me? No. But, I don't even understand the play calls. If you're going to take the ball first in overtime, you have 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, just run it on 2nd down. They did. Run it on 3rd down and run it on 4th down, like at the end of the game, there's 3rd down and 4, and the game's tied at 16. Run it on 3rd, run it on 4th, get the 1st down, kneel on the ball, and kick a 30-yard field goal and win the Super Bowl. If you could make Kansas City use both timeouts if you run it on 3rd and 4th, and then I don't even know. If you get the 1st down, the game's over. I don't even believe they gave the ball back to them, not only at the end of the 4th quarter, but again in overtime and whatever. If you see all these mic'd up things, then you know what's going on. Anyways, I'm a little slow today because I'm not taking any Adderall, so bear with me. Let's see. We have the NBA All-Star Weekend. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I'll watch the 3-point shooting contest tonight, and I'll watch the dunk contest, and then I won't watch the game tomorrow, but I plan to do that. Let's see what else is going on in the world. The world's crashing, but that's okay. Um, this is just the beginning. I mean, it's going to get much, much, much worse, like I told you guys, and it is what it is. So let's see. Boy, my brain really does work slow when I don't take any fucking Adderall, does it? It's like I'm like brain dead. That's why I got to get off these off all this meds that I'm on. Or at least try to. Pain level has been pretty good. I went to my pain doctor Wednesday. I was in terrible pain, and I got me a Toradol shot, and I've felt really good since. So what's that? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. So I've been pretty much out of pain. Will Steph beat the WNBA player? That's a good question. I'm gonna say no, because the girl is shooting from the WNBA line, and they shoot with a ball that's much smaller, and so I think that I think that the WNBA person's going to win. Yeah, the WSOP schedule just came out yesterday. She said she wanted to shoot from the WNBA line, but they're not going to let her. So, the World Series of Poker schedule came out yesterday. I usually never look at the schedule until like a week or two before the series, but everybody was talking about it, so I kind of took a look at it, and they did something this year that just shocked me. Basically, the first tournament of the year, like literally on the 28th, is the 1500 Omaha 8 or better. So, and then 2 days later is a 10K Omaha 8 or better. And at the same time, they're running the 1500 Dealer's Choice, and the 10K Dealer's Choice comes 2 days after the Omaha 8 or better. And then they run the 1500 PLO 8 and the 10K PLO 8. So they're running all four Omaha 8s and the two Dealer's Choice in the first 10 days of the tournament. So I'm really going to have to be really focused the first 10 days of the tournament, or it could be a disaster for me. Because those are like 6 of my top 8 games that I play. So usually I like to get in a little bit of a rhythm and then play, but I guess I'll just have to start playing a little bit of the mixed games and get myself in a little bit of a good rhythm and see how it goes. So maybe I'll just do that. So we'll see. I haven't really decided. It looks like I'm going down to HCL to do a meetup game on March 10th. That's Sunday. And then I'm going to play on the stream all week. So what's that? That's that's what, 1, 2, 3 weeks from now. That's what it looks like. So it's not for sure yet, but I would say it's pretty sure. I would say 90%. But I need to really get myself together. Look at myself in the mirror and think, my fat ass. This is, I got to lose 20 pounds before the series starts. That's really a goal of mine. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do it, especially if I'm not taking Adderall. But we'll see. A lot of stuff going on in the world. So we had the Tucker interview last week, and then, of course, then everybody went crazy, and then they Putin, and Putin killed a guy in jail. What's funny is somebody made the greatest comment. They were like, oh, they're so worried that Putin killed this guy in jail, right? But when they killed Jeffrey Epstein in jail, crickets. He accidentally killed himself, and the tapes were off, and the videos were off. And trust me, the U.S. killing Jeffrey Epstein in jail is way worse than the guy that Putin killed in jail. But, they have to Putin. They have to keep him the bad guy, so they keep siphoning their money off to the Ukraine, and they could keep embezzling because that's what they do. And it's a pretty crazy world we live in. And then we had the Wednesday. We have the world scare. Putin has nuclear weapons capabilities to launch into outer space. Oh, that went away after one day. And then of course, you had the FBI informant that Biden locked up on Thursday, the one that was a whistleblower on his son and him. And then they had to change the news cycle and put this ridiculous $364 million. Now, anybody wants to bet that gets overturned on appeal, you can post with me. Just put it on your, send it to my email address on the show, and I'll be more than happy to bet. Matt Glantz is running his mouth, and I said, well, let's bet 5,000 it gets overturned on appeal. But he wants to say he doesn't want to bet because anybody that knows anything knows it's all political, and it's just to hurt him politically, which that's not even the beginning. You guys don't even know what's coming. I know what's coming, but you guys don't. And that's why I told you guys I didn't want Trump as the nominee, because I know they're never going to ever going to let him see the White House. So it doesn't matter. You don't even know what's coming. They have like plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. If this don't work, this don't work, this don't work, this don't work, they'll make sure. So you guys don't understand. It only helps him in the primary. It doesn't help him in the general. Okay? No matter what. And they have dumb fucks that are all the MAGA fucking idiots that don't understand that they want Trump as the nominee because they could just run clip after clip after clip they can't run enough brain dead clips of Biden as much as they can run clips of Trump. So anyways, I know it's a fucked up world, but I still don't believe Biden will be the nominee. And if it looks like Trump is still winning by the time the convention comes, they're going to replace Biden with Michelle Obama. That's just what's going to happen. They're going to try and take him down with all these court cases. And if the poll numbers don't go down, then they're going to replace. The Trump is never going to be the president. But all the people that are all up his ass don't understand. But you guys will figure it out one day. Anyways, so I don't want to talk too much politics today. I am kind of interested in. This is a time of year for me that's really slow. Right after these are the things that I always get in trouble when the baseball ends. I mean the football ends. And then the basketball goes into the All-Star break, so there's no basketball to watch. And hockey, I just like watching the Golden Knights. So, and if I don't play poker, I get bored out of my ass, and then I end up playing bad and losing a lot of money. So I just gotta get. Did you guys? Is the volume low to you guys, or just to him? So this is the time I just need to be like, make sure I don't make any mistakes. Like, I always make mistakes in this. This is when I always make mistakes in April, March and April is where I always make mistakes. Like, February is usually a great month for me. I always win in February, and then March and April become a disaster for me. So I'm gonna try this year. If I don't, if I do what I want to do, which is try and wean off some of these pain pills and kind of work on myself and not worry about playing and do everything I can to waking up around 11 a.m., going out, being productive, trying hard to lose some weight, and just work on myself, I'll be good. The only thing is I have to make sure I don't make mistakes, because when I don't play for a while, I haven't played now since a week ago Friday, so that's been 8 days. Usually when I go like a couple weeks without playing is where I struggle playing, because I haven't played in a while, and I'm a little bit off where I struggle to get away from hands. So if the deck don't hit me, I end up really struggling. So, I have to make up my mind. Am I going to play poker tonight and tomorrow and next week, or am I going to just stick to the plan, take 3-4 weeks off, get in the little groove of working on myself? And because if I end up jumping in a poker game during the times I told myself not to play, bad things happen. And I don't want bad things happening before the series, but I also want to work on my mixed games before the series too. I mean, I can't even believe we're literally 3 months away from the World Series. I mean, I just can't even believe it. So the rough cut of the documentary is done. It's 2 hours long, and I am going to be receiving that in the next few days, and then we are definitely going to work on trying to get it in a movie theater to pre-screen it out here, and then we're gonna go. We got a couple people that we're working on getting it. Another thing going on, let's see, in my life is I might be part of a reality show. Guys coming over tomorrow to do an interview. They want me to. It's kind of almost going to be like my my vlogs and my documentary, because they want to follow me during the whole World Series as part of the show. And there's like 4 or 5 of us. So, but I'll let you guys know probably next week if that's going to happen. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen if I want it to happen. Yeah, I'll probably mix games probably over Resort World. I might even play the 2-4 game over at the Aria. So, they had the 2-4 at the Aria, the 4-8 at the Resort World, but the 2-4, doesn't have all the monkey games in it. So I kind of like playing where there's not a bunch of monkey games. And I took a peek at the schedule, and the only thing I really saw was the 2 Dealer's Choice and 4 Omaha 8er betters are all in the first 10 days this year. Now, normally the PLO 8 and the PLO 8 are better at the end of the series. So, and the fact that they're running that on the first, like in the first 10 days, will be the 10K PLO 8. I think that's going to really hurt attendance, because usually, when they run the 10K PLO, they usually run the PLO and the PLO 8 at the same time during, like back to back towards the end of the series. So when all the Europeans are in town, and then you get the Europeans to play PLO 8, and they're not very good at PLO 8. And so, that changes kind of everything. So, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to the World Series this year. I'm getting a room from day one. I'm getting. I'll make sure that I'm really ready to go. So the next 3 weeks are important to me. It's something that I really need to work on, and hopefully I'm able to just work on myself and get myself motivated. I'm talked to my doctor yesterday about trying this. There's this brand new non-stimulant ADHD medication, so I'm gonna try and take that instead of Adderall and see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll go back to Adderall. It's no big deal. So, we'll see what happens. Let's see what else is going on in the world. Slow week, man. After the Super Bowl, I still can't believe Frisco lost this game. There's not one time that I think Frisco was going to lose this game. But like I told you guys, if you're going to bet Kansas City, what did I tell you? Bet on Mahomes to win MVP at plus 140 instead of plus 110. And I said parlay it to the under, because it was never, ever coming Kansas City and over. Ever. Never, ever. And so I was right there. And but Frisco should have won. They outplayed them. They gave the game away. I think Shanahan gave the game away. I think he's given away 3 Super Bowls. I think he gave away the Atlanta Super Bowl in 2016 by not just running the ball 3 straight times once they were in field goal range against the Patriots. He gave away 2019 Super Bowl, and he gave away this Super Bowl. So how about, Brandon, why don't we bet that he never pays a quarter? Why don't you post? I'll bet. I'll bet up to 10,000 that he never pays a quarter. So anyways, you guys don't know how the world is working, but I do. It's so funny though. Like everybody thinks I'm defending him. I'm not defending him. I just know what's going on in the world. It is what it is. It's a pretty sick world we live in. But is it possible that they could? I mean, anybody with a brain is going to look at this New York thing and be like, yeah, they're out to get him. Like, there's nobody that can literally look at it and say, oh, he didn't defraud anybody. You go and anybody that goes to get a loan, like every time I've asked to get a loan in my life, whatever my assets are, I say I'm worth this much, and then they get a person to come in and tell you this is how much you're worth, and this is what we'll loan. This is not even real, dude. You can't, like, even Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank said that nobody, if Trump was found guilty of what they accused him of, nobody will ever borrow money in New York City ever again. It means they're closed for business. So, it's all political, man. It is what it is. So, I don't care, but I could see how it makes people want to like him more, because it's pretty obvious that what it is. Anyways, let's. I'm so slow today, aren't I?
No, you're doing fine.
I'm doing fine. My brain feels slow. It feels like I'm. It feels like I'm not thinking straight, which I'm probably not thinking straight because I'm just whatever. You know, I woke up at. I woke up at 9 this morning and I fell back asleep from like 11 to like 3. You know, the funny thing about it is you say I'm clueless. First of all, if you really want to get into it, I mean, we'll get into it and and I'll just put you in your place. They just said that Trump's kids can't be part of of any organization for 2 years. Well, Trump's kids were nowhere around when he borrowed any money. So why are they being punished? Because it's all fucking bullshit. Okay. I mean, you can't fine them $4 million each when they weren't in on any deal that was ever done. And the statute of limitations had expired, and they made a special thing to push this through. You only listen to one side in your echo chamber. Listen to like other echo chambers, and maybe you'll understand what's going on. But I don't really want to talk about Trump. Really, it'll get me too aggravated. I'd rather talk about poker, and we'll take some phone calls, and we'll see what y'all want to talk about today. Talk about the Super Bowl, poker. Fuck, what else is going on? There's not much, right? Slow week. The only thing it sucks. The only thing like really going on this week is a bunch of political bullshit. But
Sean accepted a buyout on his bet.
What's that?
Sean Deeb accepted a buyout on his bet.
Oh, Bill bought out
800K.
today.
I just saw it on Twitter.
Well, I don't blame him. I mean, Sean, that's smart. So now Sean has 3 months where he could work on poker and not have to work on the bet. And how close was he?
He said he's still going to complete the bet just so that.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll take a look into it. Just remember, there's the famous saying, "Show me the man, I'll show you the crime." Every single person that's in this chat, I promise you, including me, including Danny, that if they want to find a crime on you, they will find a crime on you. Okay? They just will, or they'll make up something, and that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. You know, it's just the guy was the most vetted person in the world until he ran for president in 2016, and I don't want to get into it because you guys, I just don't want to get into it. You know, I just wish Trump wasn't the nominee, and Trump has 0 felonies. He's convicted of 0 felonies, dude. Okay, so stop saying Trump has 91 felonies. You have 91 felonies, okay? How many have you been convicted of? Okay, there you go. So don't get me worked up because I don't want to deal with it. You know. Yeah, there's evidence. Adam Schiff has evidence for 3 years. We have evidence of Russia collusion. We have evidence. It was all a lie made up by the Democrats. So don't start, we have evidence, okay? You guys, everything that has ever been, has all been bullshit, and what makes you believe now it's not, so. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do, run out the clock. Yeah, okay. No, the Democrats are trying to run out the clock but they're going to. It doesn't matter. He's never going to see the White House. There's 0 chance he sees the White House. 0. It doesn't matter. Anyways, let's take some phone calls because I'll get too aggravated talking about politics because all politics is bullshit anyways. Like, go read what Brian Rass wrote yesterday. That's all you need to do. Read what Brian Rass wrote.
The Mouthpiece.
If you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matiso on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live.
702-329-0480. Give us a call. That's all you want to talk about. Yeah, I bet you probably missed Fonnie Willis. Did you see that one there, Danny? Her going up against Trump's attorneys, and she admitted to 5 felonies on stand. I gave him cash. Oh, no, yeah, we spent $700,000 of taxpayers' money, but I paid them cash. I had cash around from my campaign. Do you know that's like illegal? She admitted to taking cash from her campaign. Oh my God, I knew there was something we forgot about. Well, she admitted to taking cash from her campaign. Like, that is like a major campaign finance violation. She's going to, like, you could be put in jail for that. So that was pretty funny. See, that just shows how fucking how retarded and dude, she's going to 100% be disqualified. I'll bet any amount you want she's disqualified. Any amount. Dude, it was the absolute biggest shit show in history. Dude, she will be disqualified. Anybody wants to post, they could post. Just send it to my whatever they want. $100, $500, $1,000. That Fonnie Willis is disqualified from that case. And yeah, Stormy Daniels. Yeah, okay. Boy, that was fucking something. Yes, that was that. I'm not gonna lie. That hearing was unbelievable. I mean, she perjured herself on the stand. She goes, "I'm not on trial here." Yeah, you are. You are. You're under oath, and you have to answer questions. She admitted to stealing campaign funds. I mean, she's so fucked. Yeah, I don't pay my bets. Sure. 702-329-0480. Give us a call. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe I forgot about that. That was the craziest thing that happened this week. And so the very next day, they had to make their judgment, because then they had to change the narrative, because that's what the media does. Now, whatever a narrative that looks negative for one side of the political aisle, they have to change it. That's how their corrupt media works. The only thing is everybody is now on to them. So that's going to change just because Elon owns X. So that'll change the whole narrative. But wow, that was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That was truly the craziest thing I ever seen. Like, I actually missed it in the morning, and everybody was talking about it. So I went and watched it, and it was like crazy. But the next day she just said yes, no, because there was nothing else she could have done. Anyways, 702-329-0480. Tell me what you want to talk about. We can talk about the Super Bowl. We can talk about the upcoming poker schedule. We can talk about Sean D buying out of his bet. Wow, that's pretty good. He's smart. I mean, I think he was smart. Welcome to Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Mikey, what's up? Gypsy Frank.
What's up, Frank? How you doing, bud?
Not bad, bro. Just
chilling out, trying to get ready, about to head up to the casino. They got the series running here. Gonna go try to run it up, playing some PLO.
Oh, nice. Where are you? Where do you live again?
So I live in Atlanta, and it's in Cherokee, North Carolina. It's about 2.5 hours from here.
Oh, wow. And what event do they have running over there?
So right now they have some prelims, like smaller. The main is 1750, but I don't have the patience to play tournaments much anymore, man. I've been playing so much cash. The PLO gets super juicy during the series, so.
Yeah, I hate tournament poker. But I've hated tournament poker my whole life, But the only thing I like the World Series because, I just like competing. You know what I mean? But there's zero chance my whole life that I ever, even when I was really rich and famous, I never went around the country playing tournaments. I did it the first 2 years in 2002, 2003 for the World Poker Tour. And I went to every stop because, that was just us trying to build poker up. But after that, like after 2004, I never played tournaments. I played the World Series, I'd play Bay 101, and I'd play the LAPC. And that was it. Maybe one in Florida. I might have played like 4 different tournaments a year, but
y'all were incentivized during that time to play follow the tour, the series and shit because of the publicity.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I don't think it's like every fucking tournament grinder that I know that follows the series are pretty much busted.
Of course, there's nobody that plays tournaments is not busted.
It goes in streaks as well. Like they'll run hot for 4 or 5 months and make a few bucks and then run bad for a year and a half.
Well, there's because you can't, dude. There's like 1% of the people in the world who make a living playing poker, let alone tournament poker. Probably, I would say 0.04%, 0.05% people that play tournament poker and make money for a living. I mean, it's just
well, just the times have changed. Like I've been playing online since I was a kid. I was 13 years old when I started playing online. I made an account in my grandmother's name. And back then, the playing field was a lot different.
And even then, very few people made money as playing tournaments, and they were easy. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it was a lot easier back then. Now you don't find many fish. Nobody's giving it away like they used to. Everyone got decent, understands bet sizing.
Well, everybody, everybody's running teaching sites. Like. Ask yourself, well, why are they running teaching sites if they're so good? If you're so good, why would you want to teach anybody how to be good? You just want to keep winning millions, right? Because what have I been saying for years, right? The high stakes scene it's all phony, it's all fake. It's certain people win, but if they're actually winning what they claim to be winning, you think they'd be running teaching sites? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of that too. Like I remember seeing Antonio in an interview saying that he had 100% of himself in the one drop.
Yeah, he had like 5% of himself. Yeah, just everybody. Like none of I don't think any of those guys have more than 10% of themselves, except for Daniel.
Oh, like fucking Kerry Katz, people that are multi-millionaires.
Yeah, Kerry Katz and Dan Shack and that's probably it. I mean,
that dude that used to own the Lakers was able to do shit like that. And that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they're like, there's no way that none of those people are. I mean, maybe they're playing. Some of them got good deals where they're playing for 50% with makeup. But yeah, Dan Coleman did retire off his win, and so did Feeder Holtz.
Yeah, but look what he did. He got in and got out quick.
Right, like Feeder Holtz, he won all that money, and now what did he do? He opened a teaching site. He's not plays
obviously lucrative.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it is. Like when we were running Deep Stacks live and and we had a teaching site. There was no money in it, and that was 2011, 2012. So the money in teaching sites, I guess, got lucrative in 2018, 2019, when everybody decided they wanted to learn how to play poker. But, I don't.
Yeah, Doug cashed in on that big time.
Yeah, and so did
Jonathan Little.
yeah, Jay Little's done well, but I like the way Jay Little teaches. If you can, you could literally. But that's the thing is like nobody. It's like the person I was talking to a couple weeks ago. They're like, I didn't get into poker to study solvers and study sims and like I got into poker because it was freedom to work whenever I wanted to, and like I would hate poker. I would hate poker if I studied it. You know what I mean? Like
it's important though, like especially like in the game, in the frame of it today, you have to understand what people are doing, or otherwise you're going to be easily exploitable.
But I know what people are doing anyways. You know what I mean? I mean, I wait like 2 rounds and I know exactly who's doing what, and you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's easy when you're playing like your home game, for example. You're playing with the same players usually every week, so people have habits.
Yeah.
And that becomes easy to pick up. But when you're playing in a casino with different people coming in all the time,
I'd still take me if I play when I play in the casino. If I'm focused, it takes me 20 minutes to figure out what everybody's doing. I mean, sometimes 30 minutes, but it's pretty, But it's like there's.
I used a bad example when I said that. That all that GTO shit's mainly for online as well.
That's all for online. That's it. If you're playing and online's like everybody I've talked to now. I don't know how this. I can't prove this because I don't play online. But like everybody I talk to, that they all say online poker is completely dead, and it's like every game is super tough. So. That's just
so private games is where it's at. I was in this group that became a part of a union that it had 150, 200 players when it was a private group, and then when it unionized, it had thousands of players. I can't beat the 1-2 on there. Compared to I was crushing the 3-6 on it. Now it's like I don't play it because the 1-2 became so fucking miserable to play. If you're not playing an exact strategy, you're giving money away, and it's all those things about solvers and shit's about losing big blinds. Like, well, this is a 2 big blind leak here, so you want to maximize value, and that's not fun poker to me, in my opinion.
No,
I still enjoy playing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing.
If I didn't even when I played the mixed games, like if I didn't make a big blind an hour, I mean, so I played 4-800 for like 14 years. Like I averaged probably more than 800 an hour. I probably averaged around 1,300 an hour, but even the mixed games are still pretty soft. In the bigger mixed games are tougher, but it's just I don't know. Like the one person, the one girl, I forgot her name. She's like, I don't know why everybody wants to play 2-card or 4-card when they could just play mixed games and they're so soft. People.
I say this all the time. Like when Poker Stars implemented start offering the mixed games back in the day, they offered 5-card draw, deuce to 7. Like I had no fucking idea what I was doing. I didn't play 4-card just until a couple years ago. I started playing 4-card. If I would have learned this 15 years ago, I'd be rich right now.
Yeah, it's just it's still the same. Like PLO is still way more profitable than No Limit Hold'em, but the fish are going to win 4 out of 6 to 10 times instead of 2 out of 10 times.
Yeah, obviously, because the equity's running so much closer.
Correct.
But that's what also keeps the game running.
Yeah.
And fish can't do that playing Hold'em anymore.
Agree 100%. So
the money revolves and the games last longer.
Yeah. So like even me, I've done really well, and I put away some money, and my goal is to play poker for 2 more years tops. And hopefully Bitcoin just keeps going up, and make some money and some investments, and hopefully if things go well, I've got a couple stocks, and my brother swears by this one stock, and he had me put 100,000 in it, and if it goes to
That
where
would be ideal.
if it goes to where he says it's going to go in the next 2 years, then it's gonna have $10 million, and I won't need much. You know what I mean? I'm not. I know that making a living playing poker is long gone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I still do, but I'm pretty fortunate, and I could get in these good stream games too anytime I want. And
Well, that's the difference between playing live, playing cash, and playing tournaments. So, like, I took on a backer when I was, like, 16, 17, and his first thing that he told me, he was coaching me during the time, and he said, as a tournament player, you have to be okay with being broke, a large percentage of the time.
Yeah.
That's the God's honest truth.
Well, because even back in the day when I had a lot of money, like, we never played tournaments. It was like if we wanted to buy in for a big tournament, we'd be like playing big cash, and hopefully we ran good for the week so we could play tournaments. It's nobody makes a living. I mean, people listen to this and laugh because there is a few people that make a living playing tournament poker, but there's very few. I mean, I'm telling you right now, you could probably count them on. I would go with under 20 that make a living playing tournament poker.
That's tough. It's really tough. I mean, there's players like, what's that fucking Bodog Ari, Maurice Hawkins.
Yeah, like Ari. Ari makes a living playing poker, but he plays small. You know what I'm saying? And so.
But after travel expense and everything, I'd like to see like your true ROI.
Dude, I know what the travel expenses are. We used to. This is back in the day when tournament poker was easy. Let's go back to let's go back to 2008, okay? And in 2008, this is before like WPT was worldwide. It was just 16 events in the United States. And if you added up your airfare, your travel expenses, you had to finish in one WPT second once a year to break even. So there was like $1 million for first. I think second was like 600K. So that's what we figured out. So just traveling expenses, this is 2008. So you can imagine what it is now. So it was so basically your expenses were like 600K a year. So how in the world can you make a living playing poker? And that's why when people
look at Alan Kessler.
Well, that's why when people look at Alan's like thing and it shows he lost like 100K last year. Well, I would like to see how many people, because guarantee he plays a lot of slots, he gets a lot of free rooms, he actually does well on slots because he plays certain slots that have when the jackpots are high or whatever. And
like those must wins before a certain amount or whatever?
Yeah. And so, when people look at, Kessler's a losing player. Well, I want to know how many other poker players that can play. Let's see. He probably plays one tournament a day he might play 350 tournaments a year. Maybe let's go with 300, right?
Yeah, guys at every stop.
Yeah, and he travels, and he gets a lot of money back on slots. So when you sit some people and make fun of him that he lost like 100K in a year, like how many? I want to know how many people can go around and play that many tournaments and win. It's just
that's a fucking miserable lifestyle that he has.
Dude, I tell people all the time at the World Series, I'm like, they should fucking any poker player that plays tournament poker for a living, when they die, they should check their fucking brain for CTE, because you got to have CTE to play tournament poker for a living. I mean, I just
It's fucking miserable, bro.
dude,
Imagine
it's
dealing
the
with that,
dude, it's the most. You guys see me, dude. I'm miserable, dude. Even when I go deep, I get knocked out. It's miserable. I got second. I was in tears for how many hours last year? Like, there's only one person that's happy, you know. And the thing
Yeah,
is
good.
though, like when you win a tournament, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the best high you ever have in your whole life. It's better high than any drug I ever did in my life. And so once you've accomplished that high, you know you want to you want to have that feeling again. I mean, it's a really good feeling winning in a poker tournament.
Yeah, that's another form of chasing the dragon.
You know, but like even Chip Reese used to say back in the day, and Chip Reese was the best poker player in the world, fucking till the day he died, right? And he used to always say, Mike, and this is when tournament poker were easy. He'd say, Mike, you could be the best player in the world and never win a poker tournament, and he's right. You know, the people you see, like, how many people do you really see that are winning? You see Chino Reem has won a lot, right? He's won a lot of open events. You saw Chance and Alex Foxton, right? They've done well, but if they're winning millions and millions like they claim, like, he's making all his money on his teaching site. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a perfect example. Not to talk shit about Chino or whatever. Look at his, the position he's been in for however many years.
Yeah.
And what percentage of that money do you think he actually got in the most recent
Well,
time?
that's the thing, is he finally got himself clean and he's doing well, but even then he doesn't have a lot of money. Nobody who
God
plays.
bless him. I mean, I'm happy to hear that or whatever, but was it worth the fucking torture that he put his life through?
No. And people will talk like, oh, the poker economy is good because of Bitcoin. I mean, like, they were playing this big game behind me last Friday, right? And we were just talking. They were playing 3-5 1,000 PLO. And I knew a lot of people in the game. We were talking, and they're like, yeah, the poker economy is great as long as Bitcoin just keeps going up, right? But, if Bitcoin went to zero, there wouldn't be anything, and it's, but even then, the poker economy is not good. The reason why tournaments are breaking records is because everybody's broke and trying to make a score. I mean,
I would love to know how many people playing that 3-5-1 game were actually rolled to be able to play it and not just shot taking.
I guarantee you that this game had a lot of. I would say almost everybody was probably rolled. Maybe, but maybe a few. I mean, but the 3-5-1 game. I mean, like you could lose 400-500, 500 easy in a day. I mean, that's nothing.
Right, like God, like I don't even know how much you have to be able to play that game.
Yeah.
Consistently.
But it's really weird. It's like it's just like my whole life I played big, and now I don't play big, and I'm much happier. I mean, you've known me for a long time, and you see me when I'm miserable, and I mean, I'm much happier playing smaller and swinging 20,000 a day. I can't handle losing 50 or 100 a day anymore because I'm in pain half the time, and then I'm mentally strong, but I'm too old for that shit. Look at
All right, well, I'll be the one to say this. I am not fucking mentally strong enough to take the fucking swings that poker has, to be honest with you. When playing in the games that I like playing 5-10, I don't get that rush, and I don't get that, sometimes I feel like I'm pulling my teeth out, waiting for hands, playing tight. So I like taking shots at playing bigger games, 10, 25, 25, 50, 51, which I truly can't afford to play, but that gets the juices flowing.
I mean,
but
I had a friend the other
Sorry?
day, and I'm not naming any names, but I had a friend the other day that was up 40K and playing like totally zoned in, couldn't be playing any better, and then gets coolered in a 108K pot full house against full house. It was like 8-9 on an 8-8-9-6 board versus 6-8, and the board was 6-8-8-9, and then 2 hands later got flush over flush, and then 2 hands later got flop come ace 3-5-9 ace on the turn, and had ace 9 versus 9-9, and loses. And the next thing you know, they go, that person swung 100K in 10 minutes, went from like 40 winner to like 50 loser, and I'm not gonna, I called the person on the phone.
That takes a fucking emotional toll, man.
And then we were talking, and the person was like emotionally really spent, because like no matter who you are, it's like you're cruising along for hours playing fantastic poker, and now you're fucking buried. And I get it, trust me, because I've been there. But you've got to be strong, and that's just, it's really hard. It's like it's very hard to take. Very few people are capable of taking the swings, And
you gotta be a sick motherfucker to be able to do it.
Yeah, and I swing up 20, down 20 a night, and that's hard enough for me, at my age. I mean, I used to play where I won or lost 50 to 100 every day, and
a lot of people don't make that in a year.
Yeah, and so, I just, I don't know. I mean, if you'd have told me 4 years ago that I would have spent the last 4 years playing no limit hold'em for a living, I would have told you you're crazy, because I just played mixed games my whole life, And, a lot of people thought that I wasn't going to do good at the series last year because I hadn't played any mixed games, and I crushed it, And yeah, if I play everyday mixed games, I'm going to play at a much higher level. But my good level is still better than everybody else's top level. You know what I mean?
Well, prove wrong. I want to say one last quick thing before I let you go.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about wanting to try to wean off of the pain meds or whatever.
Yeah.
If there's anything I could do to possibly help you with that, I'll email you.
What I've decided to do is take a quarter pill a week, which might be too much. I might have to
What
go
are you taking, 10 milligrams?
I take 10 325s, 3 a day. So if I take a quarter pill a week, in 12 weeks by the series, I'll be off of them. And the reason why I'm in pain every day, but most of my pain, is nerve pain. That's why the doctor says I'm never going to be able to get off the gabapentin. But
I was getting ready to say that's probably what you should be on, but you're already taking it. Go ahead.
Right. And so, but I don't wake up and say, oh, I'm in pain. You know what I'm saying? I wake up when the alarm goes off to take my pain meds, and I take it. Now, there's some days that I'm in pain, but the fact that there's very few days where I'm in awful pain. Like, to me, the pain pills are like candy. They don't do anything for me. Now, if I'm able to wean off of them, right, and then I have
I'm
days.
assuming you're taking 3 a day right now.
Yeah, if I'm able to wean off of them, right, and then I have days that I'm having a lot of pain. Now I take a pain pill. It's going to take away the pain. You see what I'm saying?
It'll actually work, yeah. So.
Yeah, because my body's so used to it. And I know for sure that a lot of the times I wasn't able to close deep on these tournaments is, because of the pain I was in. And so if I'm able to wean off the pain pills before the series, and now I have days where I'm in a day 2 or 3 and I get into pain. Now when I take a pain pill, it's going to actually work and help me get through. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Did you mention that you said you wanted to try to take a quarter per week?
Quarter per week. Is that too much?
Or per day?
No, a quarter per week. So if I take
Yeah,
three, if I take three a
withdraw.
day, I want to take 2 3/4 for the next week. Then the following week, I want to take
Take
two
it
and a
further
half
up,
per
yeah.
day. Then the following week, 2 1/4 per day. I'm going to cut them all up. Then the following week, so in 4 weeks, I'll be down to 2 pain pills a day. That's
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. One thing, staying hydrated, doing the IVs, and you being in Vegas makes it so much easier to be able to go spa out. That'll make your life 10 times better. You have enough money to be able to do it comfortably. I did it when I was busted, so
correct.
it's a lot more miserable.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I have the next 3 months, right? My bills are $10K a month, right? I could just cost me fucking 30,000 and I could take 3 months off and I walk right into the World Series and I'll have almost everything out of my body except for the gabapentin, you know?
And for one, that's priceless. You can't put a dollar figure on it, and
Yeah.
that's
and
not a bad idea. I'll tell you what, I'll email you and I'll give you some tips if you want.
Yeah,
what
send
I
an email to the, what is it? Mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. And
Awesome.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
And
no problem. Good luck, man. I hope you get through it, bro, and hope you run good too. I'll talk to you soon.
You guys, talk to you next week. Take care.
Bye.
Later. All right, that was a good call. 702-329-0480. Yeah, so, yeah, he hit it right on the nose, I'm in a good position to do it, and this is the right time, so. What up? Welcome to Mouthpiece, is Mike.
Hey, it's Michael calling.
What you
Just kind of
doing?
want your opinion on something.
Sure.
You mentioned you were aware of that 200-400 game at Mixed World,
Mhm.
Ellie's game or Ellie's wife's game, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
So I played in that game about 4.5 hours.
Mhm.
I won like 7 bets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but playing it 5-handed, and you're playing all these odd games like Dramahawk 40,
Yeah.
Dramahawk 0,
Yeah.
Archie, and they're changing it from pair of 6s to a pair of 9s, and they're picking out the games. They don't let
Right.
you pick any.
Yeah.
And then you beat the game, you leave after 4 hours, and then the next day they tell you can't play anymore.
Well,
How long do you have to sit in the damn game to be welcome to play in it?
Well, I mean, if they think that you're fucking not giving away money, they're not going to let you play in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
I've been around. I've been around long
enough.
enough, and they're all my friends. I could play whenever I want, but they're not gonna let like somebody come out. That's the thing about private games. They're not gonna let somebody come off the street and take their money. You know what I'm saying? Was it 400, 800, or 3-6?
Well, it was 2-4. They do normally spread it 3-6, but when I played with them, it was 5-handed.
Oh,
200,
gotcha.
400.
Gotcha. And then they
Then
play.
they told me I couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah. Well,
I barely
means
won
that-
any money.
Well, that's because you're obviously a good player. You know, they're not going to let good players play. You know, why would they?
There aren't many people that are bringing in 10, 15K and sitting down in that.
Well, I agree with you.
They
You know,
spread
I
an 8-16 and a 4-8, and they can't even keep the games going.
Yeah,
Believe they
I
gotta
mean,
wait so long to play.
even in the 2-4 game the other day, they said, "Hey, Mike, you want to play?" Because they had a couple seats open, and I said no, because I just don't want to, And that's the thing about when you go private games. Like if you go private and no limit, you obviously there's people that are funding the game or whatever. But you go like private and mixed games, the money's going to go round and round and round, and whatever they take, if you're running a private game, you're probably paying 125 per half hour, so that's still $250 an hour. Play 8 hours, $1,700 a day. I mean, a lot of money comes off in 6 months. You know what I mean? And
So you don't think 4 or 5 hours is a long enough sit down time? I mean,
that's not why
I
they
don't
didn't.
know. I thought I played it fair, played the game straight up, even though
I'm sure
it
you
is
were
what it
probably
is.
a
They're
real.
picking
You
the
weren't.
game.
You were probably a good player that wasn't giving anything away, and they don't want somebody else taking their money.
Well, you got Jen Harmon sitting there, and she sits there and doesn't even play any hands.
But she's been around for years. Yeah.
And they let her play.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Just like I'd sit down and I play tighter than she does, But I've been around. They're not going to let stranger come in and take their money. Like if I'd start, Jen plays every day. If I wanted to play every day with them, again, I could play every day with them. I know when you're playing all the monkey games, that you never have to win. When you're playing, I like what they were playing over at the Aria the other day. They were playing horse, pot limit Omaha, Big O, and Deuce of 7 triple draw. And so there was no monkey games. So,
but the majority of those games were the stupid games, the Raz Deuces,
correct.
The Daisies, the
I know.
and that's why even win both sides.
That's why I never play with them. It's like Daniel Negreanu. He said it years ago. You're playing like Badusi and Badesi. You're just wasting 20 minutes of everybody's time. Like 80% of the hands are chopped, and but Ellie likes to play them, and they kind of play whatever Ellie likes to play, And
anyway.
But yeah, no, I understand, dude. That's why I can't wait for the World Series. I look forward to playing the mixed game at the World Series. They're fun. It kind of sucks like this year, like the fact that the dealer's choice 1,500 and 10K are all the first 10 days, and same with all 4 Omaha 8er betters. So usually takes me a couple weeks to really get in a good rhythm. So I'm going to have to somewhere get myself in a good rhythm doing something else in 2 weeks.
You going to try that 1,500 Badoogie?
No, I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play any. I'm not playing many 1,500s. I'm playing the 1,500 08, the 1,500 stud 8, the 1,500 horse. I'm going to try to play my schedule is going to be mostly mostly the 10Ks. And if I'm knocked out of that, I'll play the 1,500s, but those, they take a lot out of you, man. And tournaments take a lot out of you. So,
yeah, I've been around for 20 years. I've had my fair share of 2 and 3 day events that don't end up going the way we wish they do.
Yeah.
Been there, done that, man.
Yeah. And so, like, when you get, the thing is the reason why I should have won 2 bracelets last year. The reason why I didn't is because I got comfortable having a room there for the first time. And I didn't get the room till the second week. So, so that was pretty good. But having a room there really, really made a difference. But I also ended up playing 37 tournaments last year, which is like 12 more than I've ever played in my life. And it was real easy to just go to my room when I got knocked out, lay in the bed, and then get up the next day and play again, where I should have took some time off. Like every year when I make day 3, I take the next day off, And so
I'm sure if you stay positive, you're going to be in the hunt again. You've been there, you've done that.
Yeah, I mean, the worst world, take away the year I was sick in 2014. I think the worst World Series I ever had was 2 years ago. I lost like 5K. So, I win every year at the World Series. So, and it's because it's not because I'm that good. I'm good, but I mean, I win because I've been around a long time, and you can't, if you just play no limit hold'em, 90% of the people are gonna have losing World Series, But if you play the mixed games, you only have to get like top 4 in one event to break even for the World Series, And there's a lot of 10K mix events, and I'm pretty darn good at them, and especially in the split games. So,
Well, stay in the hunt, my friend.
All right, my man.
I just think that I just think these guys need to let people play in these bigger games, including themselves, and they're killing the action. And
I listen.
But anyway.
If it was only 5-handed, I agree. You know, if it's 7-handed, you know, and you're the eighth person, and is one thing. But if there was only 5-handed and they wouldn't let you play, I think that's kind of stupid. Because you want people in the game, right?
I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
They let you play one day. They say you don't stay long enough, and then you can't play anymore.
Yeah.
It's
well,
a bummer. But anyway.
Is that what they told you, that you didn't stay long enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, normally we start a game at 2 p.m. They want the person that plays 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. And my body, I can't do that. The most I could ever play now is like, except for that, is like 4 hours a day. But, I did play a long session, like 2 weeks ago, where I played like 18 hours, but it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. Playing long sessions for me is really hard, way harder than it used to be. And like we were talking about people and taking the swings. I mean, Phil's got plenty of money, and when he loses, he throws a gasket. I mean, it's going to come out soon, but he blew a gasket the other day during filming, and he went crazy and stormed out again. And
yeah, I don't judge that guy because I do the same thing.
Yeah,
anyway.
So he hates to lose, and he's been around for years, so. It's tough to take the swings, man. He who mentally takes the swings wins. That's the bottom line. Yeah.
All right, brother,
man.
I'm about to start my shift.
Have a good one, man. Take care.
All right, bye.
702-329-0480. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of good stuff coming out this year, so. I've got to really mentally get myself prepared.
Hello?
Hey, welcome to Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
Oh, hey, how are you, Mike?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm great. I've been going through the whole pain management for a couple years now. I had a leg amputation.
Okay.
I wondered have you ever had tried a spinal stimulator?
I've got one. Changed my life. Have you? Whoops. How do we get disconnected? Oh, no, give him a call back.
That was on his end.
Give him a call back.
It's connecting, or it's trying to.
Yeah, I got a spinal cord stimulator. It changed my life.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, I have a spinal cord stimulator. I had to put in 2019, and it changed my life. It helped me with so much pain. It reduced 80% of my pain.
Really? So So what other problems are you having? You just
no, I just have really bad nerve pain from the injury, and but I don't. The doctor says that I'll never be able to get off the gabapentin because how bad my nerve pain is, but. I just believe that I don't wake up in terrible pain, and I don't take a pain pill that makes the pain go away. So, maybe I'll be able to wean off. I'm not even convinced I'm going to be able to, but I might as well try, right? Because the opioids really hurt my memory. I mean, I already had a bad memory before the opioids. So, and the gabapentin really hurts your memory, So
I know gabapentin was horrible. It made me it put me in such a bad mood. It gave me horrible dream nightmares, and
dude,
I had to get off that stuff.
Like even today, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Like
where you're awake, but you feel like you're being held down and you can't get up.
No, not really.
Okay, I've had it many times. Well, I had it today, and I was like, And I'm screaming, help me, I can't get up, right? And I hear
Really?
and this happens. I get it like about 4 times a year, right? And I don't know what causes it, but I think it has something to do with I got off the Adderall a week ago, and I think that when I take the gabapentin, I take this other stuff, and I don't know, like you were talking about, like how it causes dreams and stuff, and it was really weird. Like I heard the hockey game in the background, right? I was like stuck in this dream, and I couldn't get up, and I'm like telling my brother, who wasn't even here, like, Scott, help me get up. And I was like, Mom, help me, I'm stuck. It was crazy.
That's a trip.
Dude, it was crazy, but I was awake, right? Like, so I heard the hockey game in the background. Oh, sleep paralysis is fucking crazy, man. You should look it up, man. It's really, it's, there's a sleep paralysis where this demon holds you down. It's called like the incubus and the succubus. Now, I only had that about 4 times in my life. That is like crazy shit, but it's true. I've actually had it. So, but you've never had it. Yeah, incubus and succubus. It's a you look it up. Like these are like I've had. It's true. It's true. And but I haven't had that in I don't know, probably 4 years. I probably only had that like 4 times in my life. But yeah, man, that's why you got to live right, dude. You can't have the demons trying to fucking fuck with you, dude.
Oh man, I was on gabapentin for a while, and I had to get off that, but I had to have the spinal stimulator put in because of the phantom pains I was having from my amputation.
How'd the stimulator do for you?
You know what? The funny thing is, I've had it shut off for like I'm actually going to have it removed because I've actually had it shut off for over a year now, and because it wasn't really doing anything to me.
Okay, and that's exactly okay. So I had the same exact situation where it really helped me the first couple of years, and like it doesn't feel like it helps me that much anymore. Yeah, but then my back, I had turned it off like. Okay, so like 4 days ago, I turned it off and I forgot to turn it back on. And so I woke up, I think what's today, Saturday? So I woke up, so I turned it off Saturday night, or Sunday. I turned it off Sunday, forgot to turn it back on. And then like Wednesday morning, I woke up and I was like in a lot of pain. And I thought it was because of, it had a lot to do with me, doing all the charity events and playing poker Thursday, Friday. But and then I turned it back on. And so, it still, it relieves a lot of my pain. I mean, they wanted me to turn it off to see if it was still working. And I had it off and I was in a lot of pain. And then I realized, oh, fuck, I turned my stimulator off, Yeah. So, and then I got a Toradol shot on Wednesday, and I have been pretty pain-free the last 3 days. So,
I love Toradol.
Yeah, he gave me a double shot with some anti-inflammatory. And so, it's like, the inflammation is what causes my pain, right? So if I eat like shit, or if I eat like shit or drink, like Friday night, I went and had a couple shots of sake. It's only 2 shots, but I was in debilitating pain Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, till he gave me that Toradol on Wednesday. Now, it's a combination of I played 2 charity events and 8 hours of poker Thursday, Friday, and then I had I was supposed to go to another charity event on Saturday, but I did the podcast Saturday because I couldn't move, and then after I did the podcast last Saturday, I went right to my bed. I was like I couldn't move. I literally couldn't move Saturday, Sunday. I didn't leave my bed Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Went to the pain doctor Wednesday, and I've felt fine since. But I was literally like, I go through stretches where my spinal cord doesn't rev up, and because I have a dead spot, I have myomalacia on T6 and 7. So when the spinal cord doesn't rev up, and I go through that dead spot, it feels like, it's hard to explain, but like I feel like I have atrophy on my whole entire leg. And I think you could relate what I'm talking about. And so when you feel like you have atrophy, it feels like somebody beat the shit out of you. So your whole body hurts. Even when you lay in the bathtub, nothing helps. And so what I have to do is I've got to get my brain, I got to somehow trick my brain that tricks my spinal cord into revving up. And so, but I've gone through where the spinal cord won't rev up for 3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks at a time. And I have, it's like you have atrophy, like my leg, like you have muscle in your leg, right? Like right now, I have my right leg is, you feel it. It's, it's got muscle. But when the spinal cord doesn't rev up, like you feel my calf muscle and it feels like jello. And so that's why I'm in so much pain, because whenever I walk, when your muscles aren't revving up, you're basically weak as can be. And so I go through, I would say I go through a 5-week stretch 3 times a year. So I'm good for like 3 months, then a 5-week bad stretch, then 3 months good, then 5-week bad stretch. And I was really worried after last Friday and Thursday, because I had atrophy. Like I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. I couldn't even walk down my hallway on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But now, luckily, he gave me the steroid with the Toradol, and I've been fine ever since. So, knock on wood, hopefully it won't get bad. But when that atrophy gets bad and I can't move, dude, it's brutal, dude. It's fucking, and nothing I can do either. There's just nothing I can do. It's just my body, my brain doesn't connect to the spinal cord because of the myomalacia I have in it. And but I guess the good news is that only happens like 3 times a year. But when it does, dude, you don't understand. I'm in the bathtub twice a fucking day. I'm like fucking miserable. And
it doesn't do anything.
There's nothing you could do. I mean,
the salt and all that.
Yeah, and what I do is I fill the bathtub up where I kind of like float, and I take the pressure off the spinal cord. I really should buy a jacuzzi and put it in my backyard. And so whenever that happens, I could just float in the jacuzzi for like a couple hours, and that's just like when I go to like I talked about when I went to the NHL finals last year, game 5, and we won, and I was standing for a while, right? Well, when I stood up for 20 minutes, it put all this pressure on my spinal cord, and then when I went to walk, I couldn't walk. I felt like I was paralyzed. It felt just like the day before I had surgery. And so they had to put me I had to get in a wheelchair. And then I went in the back room, and I had my brother stretch out my legs, and I had to stretch it both ways. And then they wheeled me out, and then the next thing you know, I was fine. But when I put too much, because of that myomalacia, like, I go through bouts where I feel like I'm paralyzed, and it scares the fuck out of me. And that's when I have to go. Yeah. Then I go and I get another MRI, because I worry about there's one more disc that's pressing on the spinal cord, and I have to make sure that disc hasn't moved, because if it does, then I'm going to have that surgery again. And they told me I'd need that surgery again in 2 years, and that was in April of 2017, and and I never. Now we're in 2024, so a lot of that has to do with me that I don't do much and I don't have much of a life, but whatever it takes to not have that surgery again is what I have to do. You know what I mean? So.
Have you ever tried like an inversion table, or I think that's what they're called? The things that kind of those inversion tables. That
Yeah. I've done a lot of different things, and it's like my pain doctor says, I have a very different injury that nobody's like ever. It's very rare. Like there might be 20 people in the world tops that have the injury that I have, and
really? What happened? I watch the show all the time. I don't think I've ever heard you actually.
Oh, it's a long story, you know.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried ketamine?
Yeah. Now I've done that recently, and I've
never tried it.
I have, and my doctor brought it up to me lately. He asked me if I had ever done ketamine, and he's really a big fan of it. He thinks that it's really, really good. And so I met this other doctor when I was playing poker the other day that he has a ketamine clinic. So a lot of doctors are really big on the ketamine for pain. So
I've been curious about it. It's just so expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I did it, you know, because some girl gave it to me, but I've never done it.
I was going to say, you can get it off the streets a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I haven't done it with, like, the treatments, but my pain doctor's pretty big on it. And so, you know, that might be something that I might be thinking of, but I really don't believe that the pain pills are doing anything for me. Now, I could be wrong. You know, I could try weaning off these things, and the next thing you know, I'm in, like, brutal fucking pain, and I'll be like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
Is it because you're coming down, like, your body?
I tried to get off it one other time, and my body went into severe spasms, but that's because I was stupid. I tried to knock a half a pill a day off, and you can't do that. You know, you got to go a quarter pill for like 10 days or 7 to 10 days, and then go another quarter pill. You know,
I was like you said, I was eating them like candy, and they were, after a while, I built up such a tolerance, and I just wanted to get off of them. So now I'm like, I had to try methadone. That way I don't have, you know, I don't want to go through that pain on top of all my other pain.
Right.
And he said that I can continue with my pain pills, but the methadone will, like, I'll be able to take less pills. You know.
Yeah. How many pain pills do you take a day?
I'm gonna be honest, probably like 20, maybe more.
Wow. See, I only take 3 a day.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to that, and that's well. Now I'm down a lot. I'm down to maybe 5, but I was before I got, you know, I had to go. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself this way. Because they weren't doing anything, you know.
Well, they don't. You know, they when you build up a tolerance to them, they don't. Like I said, I take one every 8 hours, and I don't feel like they do anything for me. Yeah. You know, so
I don't want my pain clinic doctor, the nurse practitioner, thinking that I'm like a junkie.
Well, you've got to get you're addicted to them. You have to get off of them. You know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm on. Yeah.
And you've got to commit to it, dude. You have to commit to it. And you know what it is I've never took a pain pill where it made me feel good. So all it ever did was remove my pain. So so the fact people like, you know, I can't tell you how many people would always say, "Hey, you got a Percocet for me?" I'm like, "What? Why? What do you?"
I know.
Oh, it makes you feel. It makes you feel so good. I'm like, you know, I've never done a pain pill that made me feel good. So, you know, I've never been. You know, I've never. You know, I watched that show about oxycodone and stuff on Netflix, and you know, they were giving out like 80 milligrams 3 times a day. And I'm thinking, dude, I take 10 milligrams 3 times a day. Like, what the fuck? You know, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, they must have, how many people's lives they ruined? I can't even imagine. You know.
Oh yeah, and where are they going to? That's why the fentanyl prices is so big, because where else are they going to go to get something that's strong?
Well, exactly, and the whole world's run by big pharma, and this is why both political parties are fucking. They don't care about nobody but big pharma and paying them money, getting paid millions and millions dude. Both political parties are fucking out to fuck you. You know. That's why you know, people will be like, oh, well, that's why you got to vote for Trump. Well, Trump was in office for 4 years. What did he fucking do? Right? And they'll be like, well, they stopped him with everything. Okay. Well, what are they going to do again? You know, people really want change. Fucking vote for RFK as an independent. That'll fucking really, that you really want change. That's how we're going to get change. You got to put somebody not a Republican or not a Democrat, somebody that'll really fuck up the system. And RFK, like he talks just like Trump. You know, he talks about the deep state. See, I didn't know that when JFK was in office, you know, that he talked about the deep state all the time, and they took him out. 100% they took him out. If you look into and he was a Democrat, so if you don't conform to the people who run the country, which is not Biden and it's not Trump and whatever, the people who run the country, then you don't. They're the same people that run the world, and then they're going to take you out. So
yeah, you better follow their rules.
Yeah, so that's that's the same thing with that's why I say RFK is trending at 25% of the vote. If he gets to 34%, he could win the election. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
I was trying to tell you. I was going to ask you if he has a chance, because I was watching him in an interview yesterday, and he seems like, other than that stupid commercial that his team aired, I don't see. I mean,
yeah,
he seems like a pretty legit kind of.
He is a legit guy, and he's an honest guy, and if they really want to, if people want to give a big fuck you to everybody, a big fuck you to Trump and a big fuck you to fucking the Democrats for running Biden, vote for RFK, man.
Yeah, I don't understand how Biden's gonna.
Biden will not be the nominee. Okay.
I can't see that.
Now, I have a couple bets, and I laid 20-1 that Biden will not run in 2024. And they're saying, "Oh, you already lost your bet." No, I haven't. Okay, he's running unopposed. They even said it on Bill Maher last week. They're like, "Well, he has until the convention to decide if he wants to run or not, because he's running unopposed." So, he's technically not running until
somebody goes up against him.
He's technically not running because he's not running. He's just until they're trying to say, well, we didn't bet of him getting the nomination. I'm like, well, he's running unopposed. Okay, that means he doesn't have to make up a decision. I know he's not running. The only way they're running, they're going to damage Trump as much as they can. And if Trump is still fucking winning in the polls, then they're going to replace Biden. I mean, if they damaged him enough, then they're going to keep Biden. I mean, Biden's brain dead, and everybody knows it.
He's so fucking brain dead.
Yeah, dude, he doesn't know where he's at, dude. It's elder abuse.
He doesn't know where he is half the time. He's just walking around in circles and shit.
Dude, he walks around in circles, but the thing is people like Brandon, who only watches MSNBC, he thinks everything's all hunky-dory, and Fonnie Willis did a great job on the stand. And yes, if you watch MSNBC propaganda, you're not going to know what's going on in the world. But if you understand what's going on in the world, there's no way they could run Biden. There's no way, dude. The guy doesn't know where he's at. And the funny thing is when the special counsel released a report and they didn't file charges against him, I mean, the Democrats went crazy because he called him an old man that has no memory. I mean, then he tried to accuse the special counsel saying he didn't know when his son died, and the special counsel never brought that up, and now they won't release the transcript because that's going to make him look really bad because he's the one that brought it up, and so they won't release that transcript no matter what. And if they do, that'll be the end of Biden. But Biden's not going to be the nominee, dude. There's no way. And then they're going to try and shake Trump out, and dude, there's no way that Biden is the nominee. The only thing is I don't know who they're going to replace him with, whether it's going to be Michelle Obama or Gavin Newsom. I think it's going to be Michelle Obama. Her odds went from 12-1 down to 9-1 in the last 3 days. So, and the everything I hear is it's going to be Michelle Obama. So we'll see what happens.
That's what I was going to ask you next. I was going to ask you if you thought Kamala had a fucking chance.
That's another, people are saying, oh, they're not gonna replace it with Michelle Obama. They're gonna replace it with Kamala. I'm like, because they're all about identity politics. They just want the first black, first woman president, whatever, right? But she's so awful. Like, honestly, brain dead Biden might be better than her. Have you ever seen her talk? It's not even. It's not real. It's like, how did she? I mean, I know she sucked a lot of dick to get where she's at, but like you can't get that high and not be a good politician. You know what I mean? Like, she can't even speak. Like,
I was saying, speaking is probably one of your most important attributes. It better be one of your top attributes.
Right. You would think like she could speak, but see, you knew how bad she was when she was the first one to drop out in 2019, right? She went from the top of the polls to the bottom when she accused Biden of being a racist. She called him a racist. And then he picked her as his VP. Biggest mistake that Democrats ever made was picking her. If they would have picked anybody else, they'd be home free right now. Because then they could have just ran anybody against Trump, right? But now they're kind of they are kind of stuck with her, right? So it's either her or Michelle Obama. I don't think Gavin Newsom is a choice. You know.
You think Michelle Obama? She's out there in Hollywood managing all their, open up their own studio.
Well, let me ask you this: Do you believe that Obama's running the country right now, or do you think Biden's running the country?
Good question.
Okay, I think Obama's running the country because he's the first president to not move out of Washington. He has his residence in Washington. Did you go look up when he went to the White House like 7 months ago, right?
He ran the place.
Everybody was around him, and Joe Biden was walking in circles by himself, right? And the press secretary has called President Biden President Obama 6 times. Now, if she's only worked for Biden, how could she possibly be calling him Obama unless she's working for Obama? So if you believe Obama's running the country, which I do, okay, then you believe that, and you believe Joe Biden is drawing completely dead, then they need to, what do they have to do? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I think they want to go Kamala, but I don't think they can. She's so bad. You know? They want to go Kamala. Trust me, they want to. But, what conspiracy theories, dude? Like every conspiracy, it's so funny. Every conspiracy that they've called me a conspiracy theorist on their show, every one has come true. Every one. There's not one that's not come true. Name one conspiracy I've ever named that hasn't come true. That's the thing, Yeah. I mean, I told you all, I mean, they're like, oh, Trump's making up them spying on his campaign. Well, it was proven 2 days ago that Obama spied on his campaign. I mean, it's all proven, but you don't see that on left-wing media. So, it's like, spying on the campaign was proven. The fucking COVID coming from the lab is proven. Okay, there's not really much you need to know. It's they were proven that the censorship, how they took control of social media to censor everybody's speech was proven. I mean, what do you want to know? It's like Elon Musk said the other day, people don't even, it's so much worse, the censorship, than people even know, the government overreach. And so that's going to be interesting that with being on Twitter now with no censorship, they had like 1.7 billion Trump impressions removed, and all those have been put back on Twitter. So
they're getting put back on, or
they've been put back on, right? Once Elon took over, all the right wing accounts were put back on. So it should be interesting to see, is that enough to put Trump over the top? I say yes, but I don't believe they'll ever let him win. So, I believe that they'll take him out one way or another, and if they can't take him out, that's when they'll have to, go to Plan D, which would probably be, Michelle Obama. I mean, there's just no way they could run Biden and win the election. There's just no way. The guy can't campaign. The guy, I feel bad. I think it's sad is what it is. Like, if you have compassion, like my ex-girlfriend said it the other day. She goes, Mike, I literally watched him try and talk the other day, and I actually felt bad for him. And she's really far right, and if you have any decency as a human being, you even if you don't like Biden or anything he's done for the country or anything, you have to still, if you have any empathy, you have to watch and say to yourself, how sad, it's sad. How does Biden's wife allow it? Do they need power that bad? You know what I mean?
oh, no, go ahead.
Right? How much?
Imagine if that was your grandfather, and
oh my God,
and somebody was making him run around, do all this shit. You'd be livid,
dude. I'd be livid, dude. I'd be like, "What are you doing to my grandfather? Or what are you guys doing?" I would come forward, and I would scream at my grandmother, his wife, and I'd be like, "How are you allowing Grandpa to? How are you allowing this? This is just, it's disgusting." And if you have any empathy, and everybody knows I care about everybody. So if you have any empathy in the world, how are they allowing this? I said this in 2020 when he was, it was already really bad, and they hid it. They ran him from the basement. They used COVID to cover up so he didn't have to go on the campaign trail. Well, what are they going to do? Are they going to release another virus on the world? I don't think so. So
even if they did, I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work again. America's not going to fall for that shit.
Yeah, but they did pass all these mail-in ballot laws, and those laws have not been overturned. Okay, so they are going to they're going to stuff those boxes with fucking ballot harvesting and the mail-in ballots, and Trump's going to need 100 million votes to win. Okay, I think he could get 90, but I think that if he gets 90, they'll find 91. I just don't believe they'll ever let him win. I just don't. I don't think they're running Biden. I really don't. I think they're going to have to switch to Kamala, even though she's so bad, or Michelle Obama. I don't know how else they could win. They think about that. They have a fucking idiot, narcissist, fucking Trump. That's just the most. His policies were great, but as a human being, he's just so disgusting. I don't. People get mad at me on the right because I've kind of jumped off the Trump train. It's what bothers me the most about Trump is we could run anybody else and we win in the biggest landslide in the world, right? And the Dems could run anybody else beside Kamala or Biden, and they're going to win they'd win in a big landslide. So it's why are we stuck with these two? You know what I mean? I don't believe we're stuck with these two. I don't believe it. I don't believe they're running Biden. I don't.
Do you think he even still wants to be president? I mean, this guy's got to be going through so much.
No, he doesn't want to be there. That's why I don't think he's running. I don't believe he's running. I don't. But if they damage Trump enough, right? Now they got 450 million, right? Now they're gonna try and run these big, they're gonna accuse him of insurrection, which is a joke, okay? And then that'll probably they'll put him in jail for life. You know what I mean? And but I don't know what they're gonna. I honestly don't know what's gonna happen. All I know is if you thought 2020 was bad, prepare for the worst of the worst of the worst things that's going to happen around the world and around the country that you can ever imagine. And if you think, and if you tell yourself nothing could be worse than what COVID, or whatever they're going to do will be worse than COVID, because they will never allow Trump to be president. I don't think, unless they want him to be, and then they want like civil war in the country, then he'll get elected. I mean, I don't know what they want. Somebody told me this recently. They believe that they want him elected. I don't think so. I'm the opposite. I'm not going to change my mind. I believe that they'll do anything they can. I mean, I'm going to lose a lot of money if Trump gets elected. I'm going to lose like 20,000 more to fucking Helmuth. And I don't want to deal with it. Because I don't believe Trump has any chance, and he's the favorite right now. But I also don't believe Biden's running. So if I thought Biden was running, I would bet every quarter I had and take plus 2 to 1 on the Democrats right now. But I don't believe he's running. I don't believe there's no way they could run the guy. The guy can't speak. He couldn't speak in 2020. I don't know what they can't cover it up anymore.
Are there any compilation videos of Biden just running around aimlessly in circles and shit?
Dude, there's tons of them. Dude, he walks around in circles. Did you see him just on Monday with the he didn't know where to stand. He was looking down at the ground, and they're telling him what to do, and he's just looking at the ground. And he just it was just so, that's the one that my ex-girlfriend was so sad when she watched it.
It is. It's fucked up. I can't stand the guy like your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, but I do feel bad for this man. I mean,
how could you not? I mean, if you have any empathy, dude, he was literally being told where to stand, and he was just looking straight at the ground, and he went back and forth. This is with what was it, the president of Uruguay? It was I don't know, whoever he was with on Monday. It was so sad to watch. I was like, they gotta, and they gotta do something, So, like I said, if I thought Biden was running, dude, I would bet every quarter, But who's gonna run? Is it gonna be? It could only be Kamala or Michelle Obama. They ain't running Gavin Newsom. Like, I can tell you that.
Who?
They're not running Gavin Newsom. They're going to run Gavin Newsom in 2028, but they're not running him in 2024. So,
you don't think so?
No. I think it's Michelle Obama or fucking Kamala, and I don't think Kamala could win, and I don't think Biden could win. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They're gonna damage Trump really bad, though. They haven't even started yet. This is just the beginning.
You think they're going to give him a prison sentence?
I do. I think they're going to try to. I think they're going to try to. But they want to talk about democracy and Putin killing the guy in jail, right? And that's all. Oh, Putin's a killer. He killed Novinsky. Oh well, you guys killed fucking Epstein, and you guys put it right underneath the rug. Killing Epstein was like way worse. They cover everything, dude. It's all so sick, dude. It's a sick world,
Big
man.
Cover up that one.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, man. You have a good weekend, and appreciate the call, and take care, man.
All right, Mike. Take
Have
care,
a good
buddy.
one. Later.
Later.
702-329-0480. Trump had Epstein killed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Trump was around. Trump hadn't been around Epstein since 2003. Dude, the fucking people, fucking Bill Gates. You ever seen the interview with Bill Gates? Well, he's dead.
Hey, Mike.
What's up? Welcome to Mouthpiece. What's going on?
Mike, it's the Hawk here. What's up?
Nothing. What are you up to?
You want to do politics, sports?
No, I don't care. What do you want to talk about? Let me know.
Let's do poker. Let's do poker. I got the YouTube up here, so I'm watching the high stakes. Some of the high stakes poker back in the day, obviously you remember it,
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah.
There's a hand. It's painful to bring up. You had pocket kings. It was you versus Helmuth. Eventually, Phil showed 7 deuce. I had the hand up. Go through it with you and hear your
That was a lot of people bring that hand up, but see, there's a lot of history to this hand. So, Phil was my good friend, and Phil was the only one who knew that I had 1 bullet to play, right? So I said, don't tell anybody I had 1 bullet because I wanted to get a lot of TV time. And so Phil took advantage of it with the 7 deuce because he knew like 30 minutes into the show I wasn't going to put all my money in because I knew he had 3 queens or he had 7 deuce. It was one of the two. And I ended up winning 176,000 that day, and Phil ended up losing 176,000 that day. So, you know, they don't tell you that part. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't hear that part.
Exactly. So people want to bring up that hand, but I ended up folding, staying on the show, and winning like 176K, and Phil ended up losing 176K. So, you know, that's the backstory to that hand.
I didn't hear that. What the fuck did you put him on, though?
Well, he had 7 deuce or 3 queens. It was one of the two.
Because he bets 7K free. I'm watching the hand. The flop comes out, queen of diamonds, 6 of heart, jack. You guys both check.
Yeah.
Turn comes out, 8 of diamonds. Phil leads out now.
Yeah, but you have to understand how Phil plays. Phil loves to trap.
He always has it when he bets. And you said that, too.
So but I thought there was a good chance he had 7 deuce, and it is what it is. I'm like, okay, you have 3 queens or 7 deuce, and I didn't want to go broke 15 minutes into the show, so I folded, and whatever, he won that hand.
Really
and
fucking put him on 7 deuce? That's fucking sick if you put him
he
on.
can't have any other hand. He had 3 queens or 7 deuce, and
Because
it was 50-50. The way he played it, there was no other hands he could have, and I didn't want to be broke on 15 minutes into the show. And I ended up winning 176K, and he ended up losing like 172, and it ended up working out right. So, you know, if I call that, you know, maybe I don't win 100, maybe I lose for the session. You know, you've heard about the butterfly effect, right? Everything's different when you call a hand or you fold a hand. So.
Of course. And how about fucking Phil? That's the hand. He's so cocky. You see his smile? Oh, he was so happy to beat you there, though, huh?
Yeah, that's what Phil is, you know. And
that's how Phil is.
You know, so
All right, Mike, I'm going to start with the poker. I was watching the old World Series highlights. How about you versus Sheiky, huh? You versus Shakan. When Shakan slaps the table down, that's fucking bullshit, Mike.
Yeah,
you know?
well, that's why I went crazy, you know. But
and you had every right to go crazy.
Yeah, me and Sheik are good friends. You know, I feel bad for him. He's actually in prison right now. He's got to do. He has to do 2 years. He's gonna have. He got sentenced to 4. He's gonna have to do 2. He went January. I think it was January 26th. They put him away, but you know, hopefully this time he learns from it. You know, he's really fortunate that he only has to do 2 years. That. You know, well, hopefully he only has to do 2 years, but he'll stay out of trouble, so he'll probably do 2 years, you know, but...
Right, but let me ask you a question. Why did the fucking casino guy, so why did he ban you both for 10 minutes? I didn't get that, because you weren't out of line at all. Is it because you swore?
I don't know. They used to always, they used to always give me shit because I cursed a lot and whatever. I was pretty cocky back then, too. You got to understand. I was like the best.
Yeah, Mike, you were good. You were ready. You versus Raymer, you had fucking Raymer, dude.
Yeah, it is what it is, dude. You know, it's poker. You know, it is what it is. And, you know, I try not to live in the past. It's too hard to live in the past.
I hear you, Mike. Mike, I want you to know that we're all pulling for you to finally break through in the World Series one of these years. Eventually, you gotta fucking break through to win this thing.
I should have won 2 bracelets last year. I got head up and one, finished 5th in another. I made 3 final tables, including back-to-back. So I had a good year last year, and hopefully I'm going to work on myself and try and get me in the best shape I could be in, and get myself ready to have a bigger year this year. So we'll see.
All right, Mike, one last question for you. When you're at your lowest point, how do you fucking get through it to the next day? How do you get past the lowest fucking point as a poker player, as a gambler? How do you get through it, Mike?
Yeah, I've been through it a lot, man. It's
oh, I know you have. I know your story, man.
You can only listen. If you harp on what happened the day before or the negativity, or nothing's going to change. Like, from 2014 to 2019, I blamed everybody for my injury. I lost everything. I went broke, and I played the victim, right? The Democrats play victim, That's why I hate them, because, they're going to tell you, you were born black and you were born Latino and you were born as a disadvantage. No, nobody gets a disadvantage. Everybody has the same chance to work hard in life. I read a story about this guy that worked 16 hours a day as a Uber Eats driver, and he did it for 3 years straight, and then he put away enough money to where he was living for the cheapest rent place you could live in, and then he went and bought 5 properties and rented them out, and then he bought 5 more properties, and now he's worth $10 million, right? So
shit, huh?
Yeah. So in the world, there's no such thing as you're at a disadvantage. Okay, you put your mind to it and you go to work. If you're 25 and you're broke, you go work 16 hours a day for 3 years. And you want to go to college, you go put yourself through college. And by the time you're 35, you're a millionaire. Nobody in the world, if they work hard enough, can't make it. Only losers fucking cry about what other people have. And from 2014 to 2019, I played a victim and blamed everybody for my injury. And then I went to work, and I started working, and I worked through the pain, and no matter how much I lost, I just kept, I turned 5K into what I have today. And I worked hard, and I put in a lot of hours, and, it's just in life, dude, you work, dude. If you work hard, you get through it, And people that talk about they've never had a good run in poker, they've always ran bad. Well, that's because you're no good at poker. Find something else to do. Okay, if you're good at poker, you win. Even in the toughest games, you're going to win. You might not win as much, but you're going to win. And people who survive off poker, they don't sit there and tell everybody how bad they run. People who talk about how bad they run are losers. Losers lose, winners win. That's just it. That's just it, man. That's just it.
All right, Mike. Take care, man. Thanks for the advice. I'll call you next week. And go Chiefs, go Taylor Swift.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I lost 6K on the game. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, Mike.
Bye. Yeah, so I had on the Super Bowl, I had 2K on the one prop that I told you I was betting. That won. I had 2K on Frisco, but then I live bet Frisco after the first quarter, another 2K, because I didn't think the other team had a chance, which they didn't. And then instead of betting under for the game, I bet under at halftime because the Chiefs had gone under 19 out of 21 in the second half. And all Frisco had to do is run it on 3rd down and 4th down and get a first down and kick the game-winning field goal and win 19-16, and I scooped the game. The second half goes under and everything. But nope, he throws it, and he gives the Chiefs back. The only reason why the Chiefs were only able to tie it at the end was because they ran out of time, Kansas City, or they would have scored a touchdown and won, But Patrick Mahomes, he had 0 touchdowns on the game until overtime. And I'm not counting the one where the punt went off the guy's foot and they had first and goal at the 8-yard line. Okay, other than that, they held them to 4 field goals. San Francisco defense was amazing, but Shanahan's an idiot, and he's a bad coach, and he gave away his 3rd Super Bowl. He gave away the 2016 Super Bowl with Atlanta as offensive coordinator, gave away the 2019 Super Bowl, and he gave away this Super Bowl. And anybody who watched this game could tell me that Kansas City was the better team. I don't know what game they're watching. I never thought Kansas City was ever losing that game until it went to overtime and they took the ball first and they didn't score. Because that was, but even like Kansas City said, what's so funny, Shannon's like, well, we took the ball first because we figure if we score and they score, we get the ball third and we're going to win. Well, you heard what Kansas City said. They said, well, they scored a touchdown. We were going to go for 2 because we got the ball last. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's Mike.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Lower your volume.
Okay, cool, man. Hey, Mikey, how you doing, man?
Good, man. What are you up to? What are you up to? Oops. You call back. I don't know, man. I never once thought, when they took the ball first, I thought they were going to lose. I'm like, what are they doing? But they just, their defense was gassed from the long drive that Kansas City just put on them. But, when you give one team has 4 downs, the other team has 3 downs, and they know what they have to do. Like, if you've seen all the mics that have come out, right? The hot mics are unbelievable. Like Patrick Mahomes, they won the toss. They took the ball. We want the ball second. And they're screaming, yeah, this is great. Of course you want the ball second, okay? Because if they score a touchdown and they go right down the field and score a touchdown, you think Kansas City's not going to go for 2? They're going to have a 2-point play drawn up to win the Super Bowl, right? They're not stupid. They're not going to, Shanahan's thought process was so off. There's no way are they going to give them the ball back in a sudden death overtime. If they go right down the field and got a touchdown, Kansas City's going to go down and they're going to be like, no way are we giving them back. We're going, we got a 2-point play. We win this. We're 1 play for the Super Bowl. That's it. And that's what there wasn't good. So his thought process was way off. You heard what they said. They said straight out, if we got the ball, if they scored a touchdown, we went down and scored a touchdown, we were going for 2. Of course they were going for 2. What, you're 54% to fucking make a 2-pointer? You think they're gonna fucking let them in a sudden death get the ball with a chance to make a field goal to win a Super Bowl when they can win it with a 2-point play? Just Shanahan's an idiot. He's a fucking moron. He should have run the ball on 3rd down and 4th down when it was 16-16. Because if he runs it on 3rd down at the 2-minute warning, right? Now Kansas City's got to take a timeout, so now they'll be down to 1 timeout. And now you run it on 4th down. Let's just say you're at 3rd down and 2, right? And you get that 1st down, you kneel on the ball and you win the Super Bowl. And if you don't make it, Kansas City has to go 9. Instead of getting the ball at the 25 with 2 timeouts, they get the ball at the 6 with 1 timeout to try and get a field goal and win. You gotta fucking play. You can't give Kansas City the ball back. And instead he threw it on 3rd down and kicked a field goal. And it was just fucking retarded. It was just, you got to run the ball on 3rd down. At the 2-minute warning, they've got to have some kind of motion where they get McCaffrey in motion and they run the ball, right? They had to get that 1st down. And if they didn't, they have to go for it on 4th down. They're at the 6-yard line. They got to they run the ball, Kansas City, even if they come up short and it's 4th and 2. Kansas City now has 1 timeout and they're at the 4-yard line, right? Or 3-yard line. It's ridiculous how fucking what an idiot he is. I don't know, man. You can call me back, whoever that was that hung up. Anyways, yeah, so anybody who watched that game just knows Shanahan's a fucking idiot. I mean, all they had to do is get the first down. They 2-minute warning, 3rd down and 4, off the timeout, they threw the ball, and it was just such a bad I mean, they literally fucking let Jones come right up the fucking gut on him. He was unblocked coming out of a timeout. So ridiculous. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to Mouthpiece, Mike.
Hey, Mike, what's up? It's James in New York.
Hey, James, how you doing, bud?
What's going on? So I'm in this club right now in the apps. It's a rotation game of PLO 5 card and Omaha high-low.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good in 5 card. And it's a couple,
you wouldn't catch me dead playing 5 card online, but if you think the game's on the square, good luck.
Yeah, obviously, there's the risk of card sharing and everything, but it's like anything. As long as you trust the runners and the players,
yeah,
you just.
I mean, listen, I'm in a game that I trust everybody. I would everybody that plays in our game, I would take a bullet for. So. That's
but it's a risk, obviously.
Yeah.
I just like the game a lot because it's just, the fish win more in it, so it's just super high variance, and they win more, so it attracts them. So I just kind of learned how to play it.
Yeah.
It's not a big adjustment from 4 card.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the type of player that always loved playing like No Limit Hold'em and Horse, and I never liked the draw games because they made the game more variance.
Yeah.
When we played Horse, I just won. I would fold for hours. I would just good. I knew it was just poker was about skill.
I'm so it's the other game is Omaha high-low, which I have no experience in whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of forced to play it.
Is it 5 card? Omaha high-low?
No.
Is it big O?
4 card.
4 card?
4 card. That's big O, right? 5 card high-low?
5 card's big O, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's 4 cards. So I've been, getting in awful spots, and I'm not sure. I'm getting scooped. So any just basic strategy, so I'm just don't get absolutely crushed when that. Comes around.
Just fucking.
That's your best game, right? So one of your best games.
I mean, raise any ace 3 king, any ace 3-bet any ace deuce king. Don't play any other hands, but like ace 3-4 queen, with the ace suited, and ace deuce 4 with always 3-bet ace deuce king. It doesn't matter if you get 4-bet. That you're up against aces, but. You 3-bet all ace deuce kings. That's the best advice I could give you. You want to play you want to play a lot. You don't want to play hand. You don't ever want to 3-bet 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't even want to raise 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to kind of limp those hands because that hand, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, you want to play multi-way. You want as many people in as you can get. So.
Well, those big hands like ace, deuce, king, X, whatever. Wouldn't you also want to not 3-bet to
no. Ace king is so big in PLO. People don't even understand. That's why you watch people in regular PLO, they 3-bet any ace king queen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just ace king is so big, and it's just as big in PLO 8 or 08 and as it is in PLO as it is in Hold'em. Like ace queen 3 is a trap hand, where ace queen deuce is also a 3-bet hand. Ace king, ace queen deuce. I'm not 3-betting ace queen deuce 9, but I'm 3-betting ace, king, deuce, 9 with the ace suited. Because even though the 9 is such a bad card, it doesn't matter. Ace, king is so big. It's so big. People don't realize how big ace, king is in PLO and PLO and
yeah, no, definitely. And are you are you out of your big blind and you defend in let's just say a single raise pot, I don't know, cutoff opens, you're in a big blind.
I mean, if the cutoff opens and it's just me in the big blind, like I'll fucking take king, queen 10 and throw it away because I know it's coming small because everybody folded and the only one that raised is the cutoff. And if everybody folded, nobody had any low cards in their hands, so they folded. So I won't even defend anything, you know. But if it goes raise, and 2 callers, you know, give me the queen 10 jack, or give me the queen 10 jack 9 deuce. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's coming high, and there's a good chance the flop's coming 9-9. So
yeah, okay.
So it's like in my book, in my section on 08, you know, I told people, you know, the most important thing is locating the aces. So you know like who raises. Like very few people raise without an 8. You know, people raise with like king, deuce, 4 and shit like that. But like you kind of know where the aces are. You know, so you have to. Like PLO 8's about misdirection. Like you make them think you're going low when you're going high. You make them think you're going high when you're going low, and that's what PLO 8 is. But you know, regular 08, you've just got to have. There's certain hands you must 3-bet and you must get head up with. You know, you just never want to play like. You don't want to play multi-way unless you have like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know those cards. You know.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you want as many people in as you can with those hands, but other than that, you know, you always want to play head up with ace, king, deuce, ace, king 3. You know, things that get you in trouble is when you 3-bet the ace, king 3, 4, and then you get 4-bet. Now you have to call. You know, now you got to be. Now you're like, okay, they have aces. You know, chances are they got ace, baby, and those are the hands that crush you. So. Those are the hands in tournaments. You got to be really careful when people raise under the gun. You know, when you defend with the ace, king 3, you got to be real careful. But you know, it's.
I had a spot. I'm trying to remember it correctly. I think it was button open, and I had ace, deuce, X, and I only flatted because the big blind was going crazy, and I knew.
I mean, if you think he's going crazy, he's calling 3-bets. So right, so might as well 3-bet it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I thought I could blow the pot a little bit more.
Listen, the only time I slow play in 08 is it's blind against blind or button raises, and I have a monster in the big blind I defend, like an ace, deuce, right? Then I get to check raise in on any flop pretty much. And because my hand's completely concealed, you know. But if it's a cutoff raise or a mid-position raise, I'm 3-betting all ace, king, deuces. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
From any
position. It was a weird spot. So I ended up flattening the button open, setting up him to squeeze. So he squeezes. So I put in the 4-bet. He calls. Now we're at like SPR 2. I want to say, and comes, man, I want to say it was like Jack 9-3, 2 diamonds. I don't have any diamonds.
And what did you have?
And I had ace, deuce.
Whatever. You don't have any diamonds. Whatever.
No, I have no diamonds, and yeah.
Well, you got. You have to still bet.
I feel like a check fold. I feel like maybe though.
No, not in limit. It's always a bet.
No. It's not limit. We're playing. This is I might be confusing the games.
You're playing PLO 8. You're playing PLO. Oh, well, that changes everything.
Yeah. So I ended up.
I mean, PLO 8. I mean, you fucking 3-bet any. You play it just like PLO, dude. You 3-bet ace, king, queen 7. You know, let them have ace deuce, dude. If they want to if you flop a king or a queen, right? You put all even if it comes king and two babies, king deuce six, you're able to pot the flop, like, or even, you know, king 7-3, let him have ace deuce. Good luck to him, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's all, you got to, dude, like, I don't want to really teach too much PLO8, but PLO8's all about misdirection, you know? Mm-hmm. It's about misdirection. I like flatting big hands like you just did. In PLO8, if it comes Jack 9, whatever, with two diamonds, I'm check folding.
Yeah,
I don't have a diamond.
Yeah, I ended up bet folding, which I kind of was like.
No, I like to check fold. I'm fine with it. If he pots it there, I'm fine with it.
Then he could just and he's cramming everything. He's cramming all his flush draws. He's cramming.
If you don't have any diamonds, like, good chances are he's got an ace of diamonds, and, you know, even if he doesn't have another diamond with it, he's going to be able to put you in bad shape, especially out of position. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with the check fold. I'm also fine with a small lead.
I ended up leading I think I led half, which I probably could. I could have been bet smaller.
Yeah, I would have led for I could lead for 25%, and then if he raises you know where you're at. And
then obviously when I have enough flush draw aces, I'm trying to keep them in the pot and still.
Yeah, no, PLO8's about misdirection. That's all. It's all the game is. It's nothing like Omaha 8 or better limit. It's all about Omaha 8 or better limit's completely different than PLO 8, and which is also completely different than Big O. Like Big O is all about trapping. Big O is the ultimate trap game. You can't play for second. You always have to be. You never want to be, you know. I mean, the only hand you want to be 3-betting is like ace deuce 3, you know, or eight in PLO in Big O. You know, but you want to be trapping so often too. You know, it's like, but if you just flat, you know, you get, you know, somebody raises, you just flat, and they put you right away on ace deuce 3. So you don't really, you know, but you know, I like limping a lot with like ace deuce whatever under, you know, in Big O. I have no problem limping big. You know, it's really a big trap game. So
it's been a little adjustment, but you know, I just gotta get more reps in. I'm probably gonna
PLO 8's just a fucking misdirection game. It's just a misdirection. Make them think you're going low when you're going high, and make them think you're going high when you're going low, and it's just misdirection. That's just the key to the game.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be playing a couple PLO events this summer. Yeah. When I played last, I feel like PLO is a lot more popular in Europe, and I'm shocked it really hasn't blown up yet here.
Oh, PLO is pretty big here. I disagree.
I mean, it is, but like you look at the schedule in like Europe, and like they have way more PLO events than.
PLO is bigger, much bigger in Europe than it is here. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like what? So when I went and played last year a couple events, I mean, it's just so much more relaxed. You know, like you're not under this constant stress like you are playing Hold'em. I played a couple of the Hold'em events, and you feel like I have to play perfect to even have a chance. Like everyone is just like, it's just so intense, and the tanking and everything is so precise. And it's like and you play PLO, and it's such a relief. Like it's okay, you can make a loose call.
Dude, that's why
it's okay.
You know, that's why I hate playing no limit Hold'em tournaments, because it's brutal. Like the main event, dude. The first 2 days I played fucking lights out, and day 3 I played like shit. But you know, you got to play perfect every day. It's not easy, and can't even understand. But there's nobody dominant. Like, okay, Ike Caxton looks like the best player in the world, right? And maybe he is, you know. But everybody goes in streaks, you know. You don't see, you know. You saw Bonomo win everything one year. You saw everybody wins one year. It's like everybody knows what everybody's doing. So there's nobody winning every tournament every year. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just really, like, especially me. I'm a rec player. Like,
I don't know. I got no interest in fucking sitting and studying solvers and shit like that. I have no interest, and I will never do that. You know, it's just why. You know, I don't want to play in the Poker Go studio against people who play as good as me. You know, I want to play with people who I play better than, and once everybody learns how to play, which they probably all will, and then the tournament, you can't win at tournament poker. You got to just hope to run good. That's all.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, of course, yeah.
But the World Series is fun. I enjoy it every year. So.
Oh, it's great.
I'll probably play I'm gonna probably play the 50K Poker Players Championship this year too. So.
That's got to be a really fun one.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure. I haven't played it in a while because they were always running. The PL08s were always the same week as the Poker Players Championship, so I felt like I'd rather play the 1500 PL08 and the 10K PL08 the same week. So now they ran those earlier, and so there won't be a conflict. And so when there's not events that have a conflict with the PPC, then I'll play the PPC, you know. But, you know, you're playing the best players in the world, so, you know, you want to... I try and play where I have the biggest edge. That's what poker's about. Poker is not about who's the best. It's about playing in the tournaments that give you the best chance to make money. Poker's about making money, okay? It's not about who gives a fuck who the best is. You know what I mean? Just make money, dude.
All right, Michael.
All right, man.
I got to get going.
Have a good weekend.
Talking to you.
Later. Peace.
All right, you too.
Yeah. Poker's about making money. But, yeah, you know, like I said, if you're betting Kansas City, take Mahomes to win MVP plus 140 instead of plus 110 on Kansas City and parlay it to the under because it was never coming, ever. Kansas City won, it was going to have to be a low-scoring game. And even though it was a low-scoring game, Frisco still should have won. And the coach gave it away because he's a fucking idiot. It cost me $6K. But actually it cost me more than that. $6K plus I lost $9,500 to Phil because he had the 2 Kansas City bets. So it cost me $15,500. I would have won, not paid the $9,500, and instead of losing $6, I would have won $6. So I ended up losing $15,500 instead of winning $6. So fucking Shanahan cost me $21,000. He can go suck a dick. Fucking loser. He's a fucking loser. Fucking total loser. All right, guys. I love you all. I'll see you probably next Friday. Let you know how I'm doing on the weaning off of the meds. And if I get back, play some poker, I'll let you in. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
The Mouthpiece.